Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, and welcome to the inaugural CIO's Technology in Schools Conference and the T4L Awards. How about we get a round of applause? The first event is always a special event, and this is a wonderful opportunity today to showcase some of the expertise and the fantastic teaching and learning that's occurring in schools to deliver highly effective education through the efficient, effective, and innovative use of technology. So it's great to be here, and it's great to have you here so that you can share in the stories and share in the innovation and excitement, and hopefully translate that back into your school environment when you're back at school today. Welcome to this wonderful Telstra Customer Insight Centre. It's great to be able to present our conference in such a wonderful space, and again highlight that innovation and share in what I'm sure is going to be a spectacular and wonderful learning event for you all today. Before I commence with the proceedings, I would also like to invite to the stage Mrs. Amy Phillips, teacher and assistant principal from Preston's Public School, to deliver our acknowledgement to country. Thank you.
Thank you. I take great pride in standing up here, being a part of, and acknowledging a culture that has always been at the forefront of informative and communicative skills. Yes, our people and our culture are embedded in important traditions that will always be, I want to say backbone, but given the conference we're at today, we'll say the main server of our culture. But Aboriginal people always have been and always will be the first great innovators of this land we call Australia. Our people have thrived on the essential innovative skills we as teachers work to build in each and every student we teach on a day-to-day basis. To withstand 40,000 years on this land, Aboriginal people displayed creativity, critical thinking, collaboration and cooperation to form one of the most technologically advanced societies in this world. From elaborate fish traps, complex bush medicines, boomerangs, weapons, and even the invention of a powerful thermoplastic resin from a porcupine grass provide examples of the intricate and innovative ways in which technological and sustainable achievements Aboriginal people had developed, yes, even before Wi-Fi. Our stories and ways of life have stood the test of time and have been shared and passed on through generations of Aboriginal people. Before a time of Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, Aboriginal people, above all skills, are communicators. Whether it is through stories, music, dance or art, the ability to share stories, information and connect through communication has been and always will be something I and we should take great pride in promoting. And that essentially is what it is all about, isn't it? Today and every day our teachers step into a classroom to share and connect with their students. For Aboriginal people, it is through our ability to share and connect with you and each other. Our ability to share our place, our knowledge, our stories, our skills, our customs, our land that underpins the innovative ways in which builds the strength in our culture. And while the medium or media may change, it's all about the way in which we communicate at the end of the day. An acknowledgement of country is an important part of this journey. It is the process in which we can communicate and share our place with you. It is a way in which we can acknowledge the traditional, yet innovative people that have walked upon this land before us. It is a way to tell a story and to continue to share our stories of place and people. It is never a duty I take lightly. It is a time where I can be the proudest of who I am, my people, and our culture. The reason for this is because of the connection to the words, this place, and the pride I have in representing the people it links and share their story with you. Whilst my family aren't from Gadigal country, my mob are in fact from Wiradjuri people hailing all the way from beautiful Nyngan. I strongly identify with the place and people here. It is where I was born, where I grew up, where I was educated and where I now teach. I therefore proudly reflect often on these words, acknowledging the people and the place that have made the single biggest impact on the person I've become today. I'd like to acknowledge the urination of the Gadigal people, who are the traditional custodians on the land in which we meet and learn today. I wish to pay respects to elders, mine and everyone's, both past and present, who are the gatekeepers of our cultural knowledge. I'd like to welcome and acknowledge any other Aboriginal people present here with us. Let us today recognise the continuation of culture and connection that Aboriginal people have to country. It is through our history, our culture and our journeys that will ensure this is, has and always will be traditional Aboriginal land. Thanks.
Thank you, Amy. So without further ado, I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Stephen Loquet, who is the Chief Information Officer for the Department of Education and also the leader of the Information Technology Directorate. Please give a big round of applause, Stephen Loquet.
Thanks, Mark, for those kind words. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here and see such a wonderful turnout for the first CIO Technology in Schools conference. What a fantastic space this is. The ITT team and the Telstra team have just done a wonderful job in the setup for this celebration and the great work that you all do. Mark Scott wasn't able to join us today, but he has found time in his busy schedule to provide us a digital message.
Hi, it's Mark Scott, and I'm sorry I can't be with you for these important awards today. And I want to congratulate everyone who was nominated and all those who are being particularly acknowledged for their achievements. Technology is changing our world. I think about this a lot in my role as Secretary. I thought about it a lot in my time running the ABC. And one of the things I think we know for sure is the rate of change that young people are going to experience through their lives is just going to increase. We know that many of the jobs that exist now aren't going to exist in 2030. New jobs are going to be created, new technology is going to emerge, and young people are just going to have to learn and learn and learn and come to new mastery all the way through their working lives. And that's why technology is important for us at school, to give them the confidence, to give them the capability, to give them the growth mindset, and to give them the tools that they're going to need to be able to deal with this dramatically changing world. So I want to thank you for your leadership, and I want to thank you for your innovation and the work that you're doing in your schools. I want to thank you for the lessons that you're teaching us in the department, that you're teaching other teachers across the state, and how we can learn from your best practice. You know, some of the work I've been doing around technology and the thinking I've been doing kind of indicates that we can over-invest in technology or put technology too much on a pedestal and not reflect enough about how technology is effectively being used in practice. And that's what I like about what these awards recognise. It's not just that you have tools, but it's how you're thinking about the use of those tools to transform teaching and learning, to transform the pedagogy that's being used by teachers in our classroom, to transform the experience of students, and also to transform how we run schools and make technology more effective in the running of schools. You know, the Department of Education is one of the biggest education departments in the world. If you picked us up and dropped us in the United States, it would be only a little bit smaller than the New York City school system, but bigger than any other in the United States, bigger than any other in Western Europe. And there are some great attributes about being a big system, but challenging attributes as well. One of the great attributes is that you can have these great pockets of innovation where really bright, engaged people are trying new things and doing new things. And I think we've got a lot of evidence that we do that in New South Wales education. Part of the challenge, though, of that is, can we learn from best practice and pockets of outstanding innovation all around the state? And can we learn from that and apply those learnings in other areas and scale the impact of breakthroughs and understanding? And that's one of the reasons I really like these awards as well, because it allows us to identify beacons, lighthouses, places where outstanding work is happening, and then allows us to think through how can we take the lessons of your insight, of your hard work and your achievement, so that it's not just the students at your school that benefits, but it can be applied to schools across the state and can benefit what will be soon 1 million students in New South Wales government schools. So the technological revolution is happening. It's with us. It should transform the way teaching and learning happens in schools. But how will that best take place? Well, it will best take place for us learning from best practice in schools today. I want to thank you for your commitment. The very fact that you're recognised here acknowledges that you go above and beyond the basic requirements in our schools, and you're willing to do that extra work to be a pioneer. So I want to thank you for your efforts, I want to thank you for your engagement, and I want to thank you for the benefits that will come from your work, not just from the students in your schools, but for students all across New South Wales. Thanks very much, congratulations again, and all the best. I look forward to seeing you around.
You kind of feel you've got to give that a round of applause, don't you? It does feel strange to kind of clap to a digital presentation, but I think that was worth it. So I'd like to thank our Secretary Mark Scott, who's taken the time to make this address in the video. I'm sure you're all inspired by his vision. Mark's passion for education is truly contagious, and I'm honoured to be working alongside him in this endeavour. Thank you for coming together this morning. I hope that today will give you the opportunity and a platform to share your stories, your wealth of knowledge, and information about what's happening with technology-based teaching and learning in our amazing public schools. More importantly, I see today as an opportunity to recognise, honour and celebrate our teachers and educational leaders and the remarkable contributions they are making to innovate with the technology and enhanced learning experience for students. I can see a lot of familiar faces out there in the audience and also some new ones. I'm looking forward to spending the day with you here and joining in with the workshops as part of today's programs. Before we move off and start our day of workshops and exciting guest presenters, I'd like to spend a little time talking about some of the incredible work that's happening in IT, both behind the scenes and also on the front line. Day one, term one, this year, our Secretary Mark Scott delivered the department's new strategic vision. Central to this vision was that children and young people, our students, are now required to be at the centre of all our decision making. This central mandate is significant. My team has spent a lot of effort and hours thinking about how to implement a plan that will harness the power of technology to realise this vision. Some of the ways that ITD has proposed to fulfil this vision are finding a way to give teachers more teaching time by taking away administrative functions. We'd also be delivering a better performing technology environment for students and teachers, using technology to engage students and make learning interesting. I'll be talking more a little about these later and how you can take an active part in it. But first of all, I'd like to talk to you about the T4L Awards, which will be presented this afternoon. The T4L Awards recognise and celebrate leading and innovative practice in the use of technology by New South Wales public schools and teachers. The T4L Awards have been born out of a vision to share teaching practice and to place children and young people at the very centre of modern education. I believe that every vision requires a solid strategy and a plan for it to work. But most importantly, it needs creative, inspirational and committed people. You've all done amazing things with technology and education, and I've had the privilege of witnessing some of these myself during my school visits. I'm looking forward to sharing these amazing achievements with you and your fellow educational professionals later today. These T4L Awards identify and recognise a wide range of innovative educational practices around the state and capture and showcase the collective passion, imagination and expertise of these individuals with the rest of the New South Wales teaching community. They also aim to encourage more people to lead or to participate online and physical communities of practice, developing their professional skills and inspire organisational-wide change. In ITD, we continue to pursue the cutting edge of technology in education, but we need to make sure that the whiz-bang spectacle of digital innovation does not blind us. But what we focus on is how the technology can be used strategically and effectively to improve teaching and learning outcomes for our students. Your brilliant ideas and innovative practices can be used to influence our future strategy and inform our technology investment. I want to make sure that you can provide the best kind of environment to engage and empower your students. I want to make sure that we remove every barrier that gets in your way, whether this means the burden of administration work, precious time wasted in problem-solving technical issues in the classroom, or spending hours to learn complicated and non-intuitive new programs with no tangible benefits for your students. At ITD, we're aware that technology is not just a tool, and that people and pedagogy should always be the thing that leads us, not the other way around. So you might be wondering, what's our plan? We continue to build up and maintain a technical foundation in every school, and we call this Technology for Learning. Technology for Learning, T4L, is the department's central program for delivering computers, ICT infrastructure and learning tools to schools on an annual basis. The program is designed to maintain access to technology that can effectively support teaching and learning. T4L as a program includes a number of streams. Central to the program, the computer equipment rollout, where 40,000 devices are rolled out to schools every year. Keep an eye out as the email will be coming out to schools this week, and the portal will open from the 27th of August to the 7th of September for device ordering. ICT Plus will deliver a toolkit for school leaders to help strategise their use of ICT tools in the classroom. This toolkit will assist you in technology planning and implementation to increase your students' performance and engagement. Digital library systems will support the delivery of digital reading resources to schools, including the use of ebooks. We'll also be partnering with SoftLink to enhance the Oliver Library platform. T4L will also support innovation in schools. We partner with technology vendors to source the best fit-for-purpose products. For the school environment, we will make sure to highlight and showcase the innovative use of technology in schools through award programs like today, the T4L Awards. The Primary Server Refresh project is currently replacing 1,770 existing T4L servers with high-spec machines. Learning tools will provide collaborative tools that will support both individual and collaborative learning opportunities, like one of our current favourites, the Minecraft Education Edition. Now, all of these initiatives are quite complex and interdependent in nature. So to make this all work, we need to make sure we have a robust and reliable underlying infrastructure. Starting with broadband, we've negotiated a new contract with Telstra, our host today, and have greatly increased the average internet speed in schools. We're anticipating bandwidth to increase by tenfold. Building on this, the Connecting Country Schools program is now underway. This is a $70 million project, equipping schools with improved wireless internet services in 13,000 learning spaces, in 900 schools, making sure that students have access to the kind of wireless broadband that powers technology in the classroom. We've also been working with Telstra on our satellite to cable program. We have 21 sites that are operating on a satellite service for internet connectivity. We know that these sites do not receive connection speeds equivalent to sites on cable, so we are in the process of connecting them. As you might expect, it's a very complex technical endeavour, and most schools need 10 kilometres or more of fibre to install to connect them. Day one of this term, with Telstra, we were able to connect to Luna, Tunnable Creek and Conago Public School to cable. I spoke to Meg Ryan, the relieving principal at Conago School, and asked the impact it had on the school. Meg was ecstatic that the school had changed the way, and it changed the way of timeouts. And Meg was ecstatic, she said. It had changed the way they can teach. No more timeouts or screen freezing. It gives instant access to learning tools, websites and administration systems. And they need to teach that they need to teach around the school. It makes a huge difference to their educational day. We still have 18 more schools to go, and we will work with our partners to connect them. On the screen are a couple of letters sent by students from Conago Public School in appreciation of the work carried out by Telstra. Now the STEMshare community. The STEMshare community is a $23.4 million project announced last week by the New South Wales Premier and the Minister for Education as part of Education Week. Thank you to Parramatta Public School for hosting the event. Here's a short video of the Premier announcing the STEMshare community.
Good morning everybody and happy Education Week. I'm so pleased to be here in Parramatta with the Minister for Education, Rob Stokes, and also the Member for Parramatta, Dr. Jeff Lee. And I'd love to thank the school principal and teachers and students for giving us such a warm welcome. What we've seen here this morning is what public education is all about, and I'm pleased on behalf of the people of New South Wales to be providing an extra $23 million this week and throughout the year in education to ensure that all schools across the state have access to the type of technology we've seen this morning. It is so inspiring to see young people learning how to code, learning how to create their own environments, learning the basics for algebra and maths and science and STEM into the future, because we know the jobs of the future will require the students of today to have those skills moving forward. And I'm thrilled to provide every single student in New South Wales with access to this technology, because we know that if we want every student to realise their full potential, we have to provide them with the equality of opportunity, those tools which are going to allow them to succeed and also allow them to develop those skills and into those jobs which they want. When you think about the space industry or robotics and mechanics, and these are the jobs of the future, we know those skills are being developed at this age, whether it's primary school or high school. Thank you also to principals and teachers and students and members of the PNC across the state. Education Week is a week to celebrate everybody who makes our school community so strong. As a former student of the public school system, I'm thrilled to see the progress our school communities are making in providing students of today with every single opportunity into the future. And there is no higher calling, I believe, than a state government supporting students and young people to reach their full potential.
Thanks, Premier. Thanks, everyone. Well, this week is Education Week. Obviously, I think every week is Education Week. But this is a really exciting initiative that's being showcased today, these STEM Share kits that unlock the technology that's required to understand the linkages between science, between mathematics and between so many of the other disciplines that are integrated across our public education system. Today we've been able to see how, for example, virtual reality headsets have been able to introduce young people to ancient Egypt, for example, or how coding of robots can unlock opportunities in urban design or in architecture, all sorts of disciplines that are brought together through this enabling technology that will be able to be shared across the public education system.
Yeah, you go first.
I just think it's wonderful to see Education Week right here in Parramatta, kicked off right here in Parramatta. It's wonderful to see the students learning about the STEM subjects, learning firsthand jobs of the future, 21st century jobs. It's a wonderful place. Public education has never seen better times. Thank you, Premier. Thank you, Minister Stokes.
From term 4 this year, New South Wales schools will have access to a suite of STEM Share kits that include digital learning tools like 3D printing, virtual reality for primary and secondary, and green screen filming, and tablet and PC robotics. The project will make 660 STEM Share kits available for schools to book and use over a period of one term. The kits are complete solutions providing the necessary iPads, laptops and equipment required to engage with resources and learning and challenges. Hundreds of schools have already registered to access the kit when they become available in term 4. Booking the kits can be done through the Oliver system. What is important about this project is that it does not just deliver technology tool and walk away. There's a project team as well as an implementation and support team comprising of 10 STEM Share leaders. These leaders are expert teachers selected for their experience in the effective utilisation of technology in teaching and learning. They have been trained with equipment and will support schools in the field with all aspects of the project, including leading professional learning. We call the project STEM Share Community because an online community practice will build and grow, with teachers sharing their expertise, learning challenges and ideas of other teachers. I recommend you check out the STEM Share immersion experience today if you get the chance. It'll give you some hands-on knowledge and plenty of ideas for your classroom. So where are we heading? Well, we're looking at an uplift to the T4L. The current ratio of devices per students is 1 device per 6 students. And we need to work towards a ratio of 1 device for every 2 students. Laptop for teachers. We want to provide all permanent teachers in New South Wales public schools with high-performance laptops. Laptops for teachers is something personally I feel strongly about and something I'll continue to pursue. Connecting metro schools. Working with the government to provide funding to install wireless in our metro schools. We're currently connecting the country ones. Now, the metros is the ones we'll do next. As you can see, there are a lot of things to put into action and still a lot more to come, to research and to pursue. Initiatives undertaken by ITD are designed to investigate every practical way we can deliver on these outcomes. We work closely with our partners in schools divisions and the Centre for Education Statistics and Evaluation. In doing so, we collectively align to the department's strategic vision to put the students at the centre of our decision making. We know that we have entered a rapid change and unpredictability. Yes, the future is uncertain, but it's also brimming with untapped possibilities. And I'm certain if we work together, if we keep our vision in mind, that our students are at the centre of all our decision making, we can provide an educational experience that will adequately prepare them to navigate these uncharted waters and to thrive as engaged, resilient and productive digital citizens of the future. I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to come present. I hope you enjoyed today's exciting program. I look forward to having a chat with you as many as possible. Have a wonderful day and thank you all again.